What's going on? Thank you for having me.
First practice is what this was like for you? What are you hoping to get from it?
It was amazing. You know, I got to work. Feels good being home out here in Tampa. Yeah, good days, good solid days work with the team. Just looking to stack days, at this point.
Logan, you're wearing a Legends number and JPP's 90. What kind of thoughts about that and expectations for this season coming up as a rookie?
I'd love to, big shoes to fill, right? Love to, live up to that standard and really perform wearing this number. It's an honor. Expectations for the season, I'm just trying to, fill whatever role I'm given. Obviously I want to be a starter. Obviously I'm going to work hard and trying to obtain that, but I'm just going to do everything in my power to put the team in the position to win.
What are some of the biggest things you're trying to work on and get out of these couple of days?
Just technique. It's been a while since I padded up and played, so getting back in the groove of things, getting my technique, playing sound, and just internalizing the playbook.
Is there anything technique-wise that they're asking you to do that's a little different from what you did at Houston?
Not at all. Very similar.
In terms of the coaches, what have they told you that you need to improve on the most during your rookie season?
Probably just my pass rush, being more fluid with my hips and things like that. Haven't given me too much critiques yet. I'm about to go on tape and get those.
Look, are there other rookies you know here, guys you trained with or went up against college or anything like that, other guys you know?
No. I played with, I'm a butcher his name, Godek. Godecki. Yeah, I played with Godecki at the Senior Bowl. Aside from that, no.
How surreal is it for you to be out here at camp with the Buccaneers? You were drafted by them, and it's like you grew up on Buccaneer Lane. Like, what are the chances of that?
Yeah, it's really ironic, right? Everything comes full circle. So, I'm really blessed and I'm really grateful to be in this position. It makes a lot of sense, though.
So sorry.
You're fine.
How long did you live at that house for?
7 years now. Yeah. So.
That's the one that your family's currently in?
Yeah.
Or?
Yes, ma'am.
When you walked through the door at One Buck today and put on the jersey, was there kind of reality for you?
Yeah. To be quite honest, I'm still, trying to process it a little bit. Like I'm sitting in this position talking to you guys after practice here. So still a bit surreal, but feels really good. Feels right where I need to be.
Have you gone to view the city at all? See the sights in Tampa?
No, not yet, but I'll be here for the next month until after OTA, so I'll have plenty of time to explore and look around a little bit.
What's it going to be like seeing Tom Brady for the first time in person?
I'll be shocked. I'll try not to stutter and things like that. But it'll be really cool to see him.
I mean, Tristan Wirfs was kind of giddy over the fact that he finally got his phone number.
That's understandable.
You had a chance to talk to any of the vets that have been here for OTAs?
So I talked to Grant Stewart. As you know, he was my former teammate. Gave me some tips, and we chopped it up for a little bit. And I've spoken with a few, just like hello, what's up, things like that, but not in depth.
Your thoughts on playing next to a big dude? You're a tall guy, but like a big guy like you today, Pro Bowl news stuff.
I'm fired up, man. He can eat all the blocks, get all the attention. I'll go get sacks. So, really thrilled about that. He's a good football player.
What are some of the challenges that come with being such a long guy? Like I know some guys talk about when you are so tall and long like that, it can be hard to pack mass on your legs and things like that, because you do have such long limbs. But what are some of the challenges, the unique challenges that kind of come from being kind of a unique look at your position?
Well, I feel like I'm fairly well built. From a football aspect, I would say maybe pad level because I am so tall. I have to be really conscientious of keeping my pads down to match that pad level of the smaller guards. But that's about the only challenges I would say. There's a lot of perks.
Where are you at in terms of your weight right now? That you played at a small weight, 265 or so, at least that's what reported.
270 this last season.
270, okay.
Yes, sir.
Where are you at right now? Where do you want to be for your rookie year?
I'm about 290 right now. I'm still moving really well. I still feel good. When we actually get pads on them, things start moving a little bit quicker. I'll let that be the judge of, if I need to gain or lose weight. But I feel well, and I think this would be a good playing weight, especially at this level.
I believe most of your stats and your production came from the defensive tackle spot, but you do have the capability of moving around. Has Coach Bowles told you at all, what your role will be, or maybe how much you're going to be moving around, or are you just kind of stay?
As far as I know, right now I'm primarily the 3 technique. Having those conversations with Coach Bowles, I've made it known that I do have the ability to play, at other positions, and he's recognized that. But this first year, I would think that I'm a 3 technique. Obviously, if other things happen, I have the ability to fill some roles that need to be filled.
What's it been like for Casey Rogers, who's not just your defensive line coach, but also defensive coordinator?
Oh, he's awesome. He's really cerebral, really good at explaining things. He's funny, really likable coach. And, I'm looking forward to getting to know him a little bit better.
I understand you grew up in a military family, and just talk about what going back to parents that had on you, just what that was like for you going through that.
Parents were everything growing up. Being that I was military, I learned a lot of discipline and things that I feel like kids don't learn early on. But yeah, my parents did a great job raising me and have a huge impact on my life. All of them: my mother, my father, and my stepfather.
Bucs fans that don't know a lot about you, what would you like them to know? Who's coming to Tampa?
Really competitive person, really good guy, and somebody that loves to win.
Logan, we're number 90 now. Obviously, 92 is taken by William Golston. Was that a number that you picked, you were assigned, and do you know the kind of the history of the player who wore that before you?
I'm not as educated as I probably will be, coming up, but they asked me what number do I want, and I said, what number do you have in the 90s? And they told me 90. And that's a great number, so I wasn't unhappy with that pick at all.
Yes, if you're a follower of last time, so good shoes for him.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay, thanks. Rachaad White's on deck.
Yeah, thank you for your time. Thank you.
How real did it make it to walk out there for the first time?
It was real. It was so real. It was crazy, but I mean, like when you walk out that grass and you're just a football player, like all the football instincts just come in. But it was times I caught myself like soaking around and I'm looking at the logo and everybody's helmet and I'm looking at the jersey colors and it's like, yeah, it's crazy. Like, yeah, I'm on the Buccaneers. It's wild.
Coming in through the doors, you put the jersey on for the first time, the helmet, and having your locker in
there? Yeah, I was trying to soak it all in, and that's the good part about it. I was trying to take my helmet home, to the hotel last night, but they wouldn't allow me to. But yeah, I just miss football so much. Actually being out here with guys, teammates, and being out there with coaches, getting coached up, and just getting better at the game of football. So yeah, it just made it so real when I came in and was in the equipment room and going through the physicals and stuff like that yesterday.
What are your expectations for this year? What are your expectations for this year?
Whatever the coaches need me to do. Like I said, I'm just here every day competing. Obviously, like I said, you got goals, expectations as a player, but whatever coaches need me to do, I'm going to do it to my full capability and my best ability.
Rachaad, what were you planning on doing with the helmet?
We got, installs and things like that, and sure, I was just going to wear my helmet. I was going to watch the Mavs game last night, and I watched the other game, the Philadelphia 76ers, with a helmet on, a visor on. Like, I just wanted to wear it.
Did you sleep with it too?
If I had fell asleep, yeah.
Did you do that in college? That can't be. Is it that comfortable wearing those? And you're trying to watch TV? And...
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't do that in college, but it's been a drought. I was able to have the luxury to go to Reese's Bowl, so that was the last time I put on the helmet, and that was, February, so it's just been a long time, I feel like, so, I miss wearing a helmet and things like that, so yesterday just having it and things like that, yeah, I was trying to take it with me, but they didn't let me.
So you're returning kicks out there. How comfortable are you? Did you have experience doing that? Was that kind of a new thing for you? Or?
Nah, so when I was at Arizona State, I got film, things like that. I was actually, required and asked to be punt returner and kick returner, but I eventually get moved off because they thought I was too valuable on offense, so they didn't want me to get hurt on special teams. But yeah, I'm smooth with it. I just have fun. Like I said, coach had me on the, so I did it. Yeah, Arizona State, and coach had me on there to return today and things like that. And I just went out there and I was calm, I was cool, collected.
So Coach Armstrong said he's going to try you out as gunner too. Do you have any familiarity playing that position as well?
Never played gunner in my life, but with the technique they teach me, and at the end of the day, just run and don't get grabbed, and make a tackle, try to make a tackle. That's all I can do.
Sean, I know there's a big learning curve. You got a ton of offense to learn, fight over and all that, but you come here to compete, right? You're not just
Oh, yeah.
I know there's a Leonard Fournette ahead of you. There's other guys that are going to, but you're not about waiting for you to play right away.
I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, everybody should want to play right away. That should be the mentality because that's how everybody get better in your room and how a team get better. So, yeah, I mean, I plan on, like I said, just competing every day, just kind of bringing my best foot forward and the best version of me. And, you know, I mean, now life for me is all about football, no school and things like that. So I have no problem with picking up playbook, things like that. I mean, that's my job.
Rachaad, you were
out there, even if you weren't in on a play, you were pointing things out, talking to coaches, talking to teammates. Do you already feel like you've been able to pick up on some things at the NFL level that maybe didn't see in college?
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on what offense you run in, like college, things like that. So most of the time, things translate. But it's just a different terminology, different language, and I mean, you actually do sort of different things. So yeah, I was able to kind of pick up on install one and things like that to a good familiarity. And I mean, I was just out there. I had a couple other running back guys with me, and yeah, we were just kind of helping each other out, making sure things like that. Just being a kind of leader, just making guys around you better.
It's surreal seeing Tom Brady's name on a locker inside the locker room and knowing you guys.
Yeah, so actually when I went in the locker room, I didn't even kind of look for it or nothing, but then I'll go back in there and there was teammates at the locker, so and they like, yeah, man, Tom, his locker is so clean and neat, so they like, yeah, that just goes to show you, how Tom Brady is, so it was like, I went over there like, yeah, that's crazy and things like that. I mean, of course I don't touch nothing, nobody's locker because, that's just how I go, but it was just crazy to see, like, how organized and, like, neat his thing is, locker is, and mine's kind of dirty already.
Rachaad, you picked 20.
Reached out to you in your room. Rachaad, has any of those running backs reached out to you, talked to those guys?
Yes. So I mean, I have talked to Leonard a couple times, Lenny, and I have talked to who's the other guy? No, the other one. Yes, I have talked to him. I met him today and stuff like that, and we was talking and chopping it up. Man, I mean, they're good dudes. They're good guys. You can just tell. I mean, like, that's the thing about a team and things like that. I mean, as a team, you need camaraderie regardless. I mean, you all competing out there and things like that, but, camaraderie is what will kind of take you far, and that's, the Bucs is what they all about. Say that again. I can't hear you. I mean, I just want to get back in, like, football groove. Obviously, at the same time, I just want to get smarter, football, things like that. Certain things I can pick up that Coach T-Mac, Coach McNair teaching me, and to make the game simpler on myself and not to have to rely on just all athletic ability to be able to, outsmart guys and outsmart, the defense and stuff like that. So that's a big thing when I'm trying to get out this camp. And, I mean, foremost, I'm just going out there having fun each day.
Herm give you any advice before coming to Tampa? Because this is his old stomping ground.
No, Coach Herm, he didn't. I mean, he just kind of let you be. That's kind of how he is. He kind of let you be. He talked to you and things like that. But all he kind of just tell me is to just be myself. Just keep being who I am.
What's it been like working with Todd McNair?
It's been great. It's been fun. I mean, Coach T-Mac, Coach McNair, he's so smart. And he he talk about, he don't talk about himself all the time, but he a competitor too as a coach. So he be like, look me up, and he wrote his yards per catch on the board, and how he this all time and stuff like that. But we just be talking stuff. He teach you up a lot of stuff, and he just have fun too. So he make it a good vibe.
Speaking of McNair, you were spending some time in between reps talking to him. So you were kind of going over the install, mental reps.
So really, it was just kind of going over, just kind of like football stuff, yeah. So just on this route, you can do this and do that. Just same thing, just coaching points, just helping me out, helping me understand little things at this next level, the little details and stuff like that.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thanks.
this is just underwear football, but what are you looking to get out of this from these rookies?
Just who can obtain the information we give them. Every day is a new install. Who can apply it, who can put it out on the field, who can make mistakes and learn from them. And really the physical part will take care of itself. We want to see what kind of shape they're in. We know they're not in tip-top shape, but really it's the mental part of it, getting them to run around and start understanding the scheme.
You've had Logan Hall in the building before in that top 30 business, but had out here like he was today in cleats and helmet. What was your first impression of him just as a football player out here?
Well, when you walk up to him, he's a big man, first of all. You know, I don't really look up to anybody, him being 6'6" and me being about 6'2", and I really have to snap my neck to look up at him. But he's a very humble guy, but on the field he works hard. He works very hard, as that showed today. Obviously a shorts and T-shirt, but we like the hard work in him. He puts in the work, he puts in the time, and I like that about him.
Todd White was saying that he wanted to take his helmet home. He was so excited about being a Buccaneer now.
That's a great thing. I think that's a great thing for a young man to do. Once that settles down and he gets to business, I think he'll be fine.
There's too much made about a guy like Hall who doesn't have maybe the prototypical 3 technique body type, right? Like he's a longer guy. Is too much made about that? He seems to play bigger than his size.
No, it's very rare you can get a 6'6" D lineman these days. They all move to the offensive line. So you can get a prototype Calais Campbell type, Will Golston type, a guy that can bat down balls and still athletic enough to do all the things you need him to do. You want the length.
How do you get the full spectrum of draft picks to undrafted signees to tryout guys? Is there anybody, even in the context of a single practice, that popped out today?
Not just yet. It was more mental. A lot of adrenaline flowing today, a lot of mistakes. We'll try to clean them up tomorrow. And I think we'll see as we go back and watch the film. I may think differently, but right now I didn't see it.
Christensen had said earlier this week that was Tuesday, that you know he saw Blaine Gabbert being more the backup quarterback and Kyle Trask, you know, not quite being ready to challenge for that backup role. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think he still has an opportunity to compete for that second role? Is his job kind of solidified there, or is there still kind of some room to move around?
There's competition everywhere, so there'll be competition at that spot as well. Blaine finished the season at number 2. We like Blaine. Trask is going to get his chance to play and compete, and if he's better, he'll be number 2. If he's not, he won't be, but he will have a chance to compete, and he knows that, and everybody knows that.
What are your thoughts on the schedule that came out last night?
Well, we knew we were playing from the start, and there's no easy way around it. When you come in first place, you play a first-place schedule, so we'll get ready for it.
Those first 4 games, that's a brutal stretch right from the get-go.
Well, the only good thing is you only got to play one at a time, so we'll deal with them when they come.
So is it hard to get perspective on seeing these rookies and just the level of football that they're at when you've had a Super Bowl team, basically a caliber team the last 2 years to work with?
You're always looking for depth, and you're always looking for new players. So, you know, every year is a competition thing. Unless you're great like certain players we have, you know, you're looking for competition. They have that inner drive. Everybody else needs to be pushed, and we're looking for that with the new players we have.
What will be a successful year out of this group, I mean, in terms of contributions?
No, playing time, anything they can do to help us win ball games. Be a starter, backup role, make a play here and there, contribute by pushing everybody else to make better. So we drafted these guys, and hopefully that most of them can help us play this year and help us win this year, and I think they'll do that.
Now, there's been a lot of talk about the quarterbacks that you have to face this year, but as a defensive-minded coach, as a defensive coordinator, a play caller, do you love that challenge of going up against the best of the best and these upper echelon quarterbacks you're going to face?
That's the only way you can get to the Super Bowl and win it. If you don't beat the best of the best, you're not going anywhere. So some years it's running quarterback, some years it's throwing quarterback, some years it's running game, some years it's passing game. But, you know, this year we got all the great ones, so we'll get ready for it, and we'll be ready to play.
It's hard to take the running backs off the field like Fournette. How do you see White integrating into that 4 years work?
Well, he has a good talent. That's why we drafted him. We know Leonard's our starter, obviously. We look for White to compete with Vaughn and Gio, and we'll see from there. He has good feet coming out of college. He has good size. He has good feet and good speed. We'll see in preseason where he fits at. But he's capable of spelling Leonard. He's capable of catching the ball. He's capable of doing a lot of things.
It's a new team this year, right? Last year was last year. You get a chance to kind of mold this team the way you want to do it. But are there things from last year that you look at on tape that you say, you know what, we need to get better in that area, or I want us to do this maybe a little differently? Like, how are you going to be able to kind of make your own mark on this team?
There's plenty of things to get better at. First of all, the teams that beat us, we have to look at ourselves to see what they have on us that we can do differently. Second of all, there's a lot of stunts on both sides of the balls, whether it's blitz pickup or whether it's D-line play and setting each other up that we can get better at. We can get better with our vision on defense. We can get better at route running on offense. We can get better at a whole bunch of things. Anytime you don't win the Super Bowl, you can get better at a whole bunch of things. 13-4 was good. It just wasn't good enough. So the key is to try to tweak the things you need to get better at without messing up the things that you are better at, already good at.
Byron has told us that, it wasn't important that Tom's here for OTAs, but he showed up on Wednesday. How nice is it to have him here? And, is this something you wanted him, or did he just do this on his own?
Tom's a worker. Tom comes in on his own. He doesn't need to be here, but you don't play that long without having inner drive. We have a great communication and we have great relationships. So he comes in on his own and works. He doesn't need the work everyone else needs, but camaraderie when he comes in here is very good.
You brought in 3 undrafted wide receivers, most of them are smaller guys. Did anyone pop to Jarrett Stearns? How a lot of balls did he pop it all to you today?
Not just yet. We're going to try to take a look at some of them as punt returners and see where we go from there. But, we got 2 more days to see them.
K-Dot didn't participate. Do you expect his return anytime soon? OTAs maybe for mini camp, or is it more like a training camp type deal?
We're going to take it day by day. I'm not a trainer. We'll see where he's at next week.
You mentioned Tom. What is your relationship like now that you've had a chance to kind of get to know him wearing a new hat?
I think it's pretty much the same. We kind of see the game the same way. Obviously, everybody thinks that I'm changing the offense. I didn't get a head job to be an offensive coach. That's not my job. I've always been a defensive coach. That doesn't mean I can't be a head coach. So me and Tom understand that we have a great relationship going forward. We communicate constantly and, just look forward to working with him from a different angle. But we always talk football off the field when he was here regardless.
The regular season doesn't start until September, but in the off-season, this is the time where you can go back and maybe even take an advanced look at some of your opponents. The Saints and the Rams are 2 teams that have had your number lately. What type of emphasis do you put on those teams, knowing that they're on the schedule again this year? How does the Saints twice during the division?
Well, we knew they were on the schedule, but right now we're focusing on ourselves and our draft picks right now. Again, we have things to clean up from those games as well as other games, even games we've won. And there'll be time to deal with that when it comes, and we'll do our homework that way to see what they have on us to try to beat them.
Do you have any clarity on Gronk yet? Has he told you his intentions this year?
No, it's still status quo.
Do you have any idea when he might make a decision in that area, or when he might let you guys know?
I do not at this time.
When you and Tom have these conversations, is it a lot of it's like strategy, like you kind of telling him your perspective on things from a defensive standpoint, him telling you his perspective from an offensive standpoint? If you could kind of give us an idea of what those are like.
There's a lot of things that he thinks about and a lot of things that I think about, just trying to mesh it all together so we get to know each other better that way. It's easier in game to come up with decisions of things we want to do.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.